Hello and welcome to week 3. For week 3, the first thing that you're going to do is complete your reading assignment. This week, you're going to read chapter 5, sections 4 and 6, chapter 8, section 1 from fragments to the end, both of which are in our textbook, our online textbook, Let's Get Writing. You've got 3 different slide decks to help you navigate through not only the reading in the chapters, but also prepare you for your grammar and usage checkpoint. So you've got writing a comparison essay, sentence types, and correcting sentence fragments. All of that is there for you. You can navigate through that over the course. I encourage you to do that towards the beginning of the week. And then for the review section, you're going to get ready for project number 2. For project number 2, you are going to write a comparison essay using illustration. Illustration is another word for exemplification. So obviously you're going to use examples to make that comparison to help people understand the similarities and differences between two things. Once again, it's 3 to 5 pages typed in double spaced. You won't have a cover page, all of the same stuff that we did for project number 1. And you will not research for this. I cannot stress that enough. This class is about just bringing you back into those mode writing skills, things like comparison and narration, description, exemplification. So I do not want you to research for this. The only paper that you're going to research for is project number 3. So when you look at the topics, if you don't know enough about them from your own personal experience, you'll want to think of something else. And you can always run a topic by me once you've looked through these possible topics. All right, so remember, when you're writing a comparison paper, you're going to choose 2 or more items. You're going to examine them for similarities, differences, or both. You can build an analogy where you emphasize the similarities that between 2 items that seem like they're nothing alike, like the heart and a pump, for example, which have a similarity in their function, but not in their function as far as pumping, but not in one's in a body. Obviously, one can be used in all kinds of different ways outside of a human body. You want to keep the purpose of your paper focused, and that's really why are you comparing the 2 items? What do you intend to show? You want to consider your audience. Who are you presenting this information to? Are you going to try to convince them that they should go to a certain place, or that one place is better than another? The body of your paper obviously is going to choose either block or alternating pattern to detail the comparison. So block would put everything about one item in however many paragraphs, and then follow in the same order with everything about the other item. Alternating, you pick a point of comparison and you move back and forth. So if you are comparing 2 streets, for example, you might talk about the retail. So you'd talk about the retail of one street and the retail of the other. And then maybe you would talk about the residential areas of that street, and you'd compare it to the other street. So you stay in order of those points of comparison and you alternate. All right, and then don't forget that you need a thesis. You need something that you're kind of arguing that you're comparing these 2 items for, and you want to come back to that at the end. Reconnect to that purpose of your paper. All right, remember, we are really trying to stick with things that you know, so we're focusing on community. These are places around you. You could compare Detroit to a neighboring suburb, but again, I don't want to see when it was first established. I don't want to see any historical references. What do you know about Detroit, and what do you know about that neighboring suburb from your own experience? You could compare a street in a suburb to one in Detroit, or you could compare a street in one area to another. And again, the examples are something like Woodward or Gratiot. So Gratiot in Roseville to Gratiot in Mount Clemens, for example. You can compare and contrast a rural environment to an urban environment, but again, from your own experience, or it could be a suburban environment. Maybe you live in Macomb Township, but you go up north every year. So you want to talk about the differences. You could compare sporting events or sporting event places or concert venues. So if you often go to Pine Knob versus Freedom Hill, again, you're wanting to think about One, why you're comparing them beyond the fact that this is an assignment. So what do you hope somebody in the audience is going to take away from this comparison? And then you'll want to come back to that, but you'll want to think about what pattern you want to set up, what points of comparison you want to highlight. And you have some other examples, different museums, different college environments, neighborhoods within Detroit or neighborhoods within a suburb, state parks, local parks. There's so many different things that you can compare. This list didn't inspire you in some way, please reach out. I'm happy to help you think through what you might pick as a topic. But again, from your own experience, no citations. And I shouldn't see anything that seems like you had to look it up to figure it out. All right, now going back to our review section, the other thing that you're going to do to prepare is you're going to do a graphic organizer. And what's going to happen is when you this is gonna, sorry, it's gonna be easier to see for you. I'm in an incognito window, but what it will do is force you to copy. So when you get to that page, it will have a little blue button that says copy. And once you clicked on copy, you're going to get a slide, a Google slide that is outlined on two sides. So two sides, you're going to be able to put your thesis statement at the top. And then you're going to, and let me see, I'll try really quickly to show you this so that you just have an idea of what it looks like once you start to work on it. Give me just a second here. Okay, sorry about that. All right. Okay, so this is what your compare contrast organizer will look like, and I'll blow that up a little bit here. Okay, so what you're looking at is at the top, you're going to write your thesis statement. You're going to tell me what item 1 is. So let's just say it's Gratiot Avenue in Roseville, Michigan, and item 2 is Gratiot Avenue in Mount Clemens, Michigan. Then what you're going to do is just using Google Images, wherever you can find them, I want you to use at least 10 images to create a collage for item 1 and a collage for item 2. So all of the features that you think this particular item has, item number 1, 10 images, and you can size them so that they fit, and then item number 2, 10 images. So that is what you're going to do. And like I said, when you click on that link, it's going to force you to make a copy. If you have any trouble with that, I can definitely help and get you a copy of this particular graphic organizer. Then what you're going to do is for discussion form number 3, you're going to make that graphic organizer first, and then you're going to upload that collage. You're going to post that link to the forum, so it'll be a Google slide link. Then you're going to locate one fellow classmate's graphic organizer, and you're going to answer the following questions. Should the writer organize the body, or how should the writer organize the body paragraph? So think about, should it be alternating? Should it be block? And why? What is the general purpose of the comparison? Do you think it's to persuade, to inform, to express, to entertain? What is the specific purpose of the comparison? So what do you think the writer is specifically trying to persuade the audience about? And then what's one piece of advice you would give this writer? In other words, what is something that the writer should keep in mind while drafting? So you'll post your link to your graphic organizer. You'll answer these questions about one of your fellow classmates. And you'll open up their link and you'll be able to see their initial thinking. Then using that information, you're going to submit your draft. So this is due on Friday, November 3rd. Your draft is due on Sunday, November 5th. And then your grammar and usage checkpoint number 3 is also due on Sunday, November 5th. If you have any questions about the week, let me know.